Your car is losing horsepower, burning through expensive gas, and idling like a lawnmower. And you are probably about to spend $700 at a mechanic to replace parts that are not even broken. 9 times out of 10, the culprit is a tiny glass bulb or magnetic tip of a sensor coated in engine soot. In this video, we are breaking down the 5 hidden sensors nobody ever cleans, but taking just 10 minutes to spray them off can make your engine run like new again. And pay close attention to sensor number 1, because unlike the sensors under your hood, it lives right beside your wheels and is exposed to almost everything the road can throw at your car. Let's dive in. Number 5. MAP sensor. Let's start with the MAP sensor, or Manifold Absolute Pressure Sensor, because this tiny component can have a surprisingly large influence on how your engine runs. The MAP sensor measures the pressure inside the intake manifold and provides the engine computer with information about engine load, which can be used for fuel delivery and ignition calculations, among other functions. Because of its position, the MAP sensor is continuously blasted by sticky oil vapors originating from the PCV system, combined with carbon soot recirculated by the EGR valve. Over 40,000 miles, this toxic combination bakes into a dense, tar-like sludge that completely clogs the tiny 2 mm pressure sampling port of the MAP sensor. When clogged, the sensor's response latency degrades from a crisp 10 milliseconds to over 2.5 seconds, which in result prevent the ECU from recognizing sudden throttle application or turbo boost buildup. The result is severe turbo lag, sluggish acceleration, and sudden misfire codes like P0106 or P0107. To fix, you need to clean your MAP sensor. Here is how to clean it. Step 1. Find the MAP sensor mounted on top of or along the side of the intake manifold and disconnect electrical lock tab. Step 2. Remove retaining bolt and gently twist sensor out to protect the rubber sealing O-ring. Step 3. Look inside the small snout port for carbon obstruction. Step 4. Hold sensor with port facing down. Spray electronic cleaner or sensor cleaner directly into opening. And never insert paper clips, picks, or high-pressure air nozzles into the port, as this tears the delicate internal membrane. Step 5. Shake out black liquid residue. Repeat spraying until fluid runs completely clear. Step 6. Allow it to dry 15 minutes. Step 7. Lightly lube rubber O-ring with a drop of clean engine oil and push the sensor back into manifold until fully seated. Many drivers notice an instant improvement in their engine performance after cleaning the MAP sensor. Number 4. Oxygen sensors. The upstream oxygen sensor acts as the primary feedback loop for fuel control of your engine. It lives in the absolute worst environment in your entire vehicle, directly in the exhaust stream, where temperatures can reach around 1,200 degrees Fahrenheit. Over 50,000 to 80,000 miles, unburnt fuel, oil ash, and carbon coat the sensor's ceramic element. An upstream O2 sensor that reacts slowly will cause your engine to run rich. Not only does this destroy your gas mileage, but that raw fuel cooks your catalytic converter and turns a simple maintenance item into a $2,000 repair bill. And this is where I want to make something very clear. I do not recommend treating your oxygen sensor like a MAP sensor and routinely spraying it with cleaner. If an oxygen sensor becomes contaminated because of an underlying engine problem, such as excessive oil consumption, coolant contamination, or another combustion issue, then cleaning the sensor alone doesn't solve the reason it became contaminated. First, you need to fix the underlying issue. Start by checking the electrical connector and wiring for corrosion, broken wires, melted insulation, or loose connections. Then, use a capable scan tool to examine live data and look at fuel trims where appropriate. Check for exhaust leaks, vacuum or intake problems, ignition misfires, and other conditions that could cause the oxygen sensor to report abnormal information. This is especially important because an O2-related diagnostic trouble code does not automatically prove that the oxygen sensor itself has failed. The code may be pointing toward a problem in the system that the sensor is monitoring. So instead of spending money on a replacement sensor immediately, diagnose the root cause first. If testing proves that the sensor has failed, replace it with the correct component and address any underlying condition that could damage the replacement. For the O2 sensor, proper diagnosis is usually far more valuable than cleaning. Number 3. The mass airflow sensor. Now let's talk about the backbone of your engine, the MAF, or mass airflow sensor. It contains a tiny platinum wire that measures the exact mass of air entering your engine, so your computer knows how much fuel to spray. Even if you change your air filter religiously, microscopic dust, road oil, and pollen can still build up on that tiny heated wire over time. When it gets coated, it acts like an insulator. The sensor misreads the incoming air, thinking there is less air than there actually is. The result? Rough idling, hesitating when you hit the gas, and up to a 20% drop in fuel economy. Most mechanics will quote you $300 to $500 for a replacement, but you can restore your MAF sensor performance by simply cleaning its sensing element. Here is how to clean it. Step 1. Disconnect the negative terminal to prevent electrical arcing and reset learned fuel trims. Step 2. Unclip the wiring harness tab and remove the two T15 Torx or Phillips screws holding the sensor housing inside the intake tube. Step 3. Look inside the cylinder housing, but don't touch the delicate wire with fingers, rags, or cotton swabs. Step 4. Hold the sensor 4 to 6 inches away and apply 10 to 15 quick bursts of dedicated mass airflow sensor cleaner directly onto the sensing wire and thermistor bulb. But never use brake cleaner, carburetor cleaner, gasoline, or WD-40, because the wrong chemical can damage the sensing element or leave residue behind. Step 5. Allow the sensor to air dry completely for 15 minutes in a dust-free area. Step 6. Once dry, pop the sensor back in, hand tighten screws, clip harness, and reconnect the battery. Proper cleaning of this sensor can restore your engine performance and fuel economy almost instantly. Number 2. Electronic throttle body. The electronic throttle body and throttle position system is frequently misunderstood because many modern vehicles don't use a simple, separately replaceable throttle position sensor. Instead, the throttle position sensors and electronic actuator are often integrated into the throttle body assembly, which allows the ECU to precisely control engine airflow. Over time, carbon and oily deposits can accumulate around the throttle plate and bore, particularly around the nearly closed position where the engine needs very precise airflow to maintain a stable idle. When deposits become excessive, your vehicle can start to develop unstable idle, hesitation, inconsistent throttle response, or unusual behavior when coming to a stop. If you are cleaning this component, then your first step should be to check the manufacturer's procedure, because electronic throttle bodies vary considerably between vehicles. Next, follow these steps to clean your throttle body. Step 1. Turn off the engine and disconnect the negative terminal for at least 15 minutes. This wipes learned throttle trim memories and prepares the computer for an idle relearn. Step 2. With the engine off and cool, remove the intake duct and inspect the throttle plate and surrounding bore for visible deposits. Step 3. Spray dedicated throttle body cleaner generously onto a clean microfiber towel. Do not spray heavy streams directly into the shaft pivot points, as liquid solvent can seep past internal seals into the drive gear housing. Step 4. Gently wipe away the sticky black carbon ridge around the circular bore wall and off both sides of the butterfly valve. Step 5. On drive-by wire setups, manually push the plate open very slowly and gently using a finger or wooden stick, but never slam or force it open abruptly, as this can strip internal plastic gears or ruin sensor calibration. Step 6. Reassemble everything as before. Step 7. Reconnect the air duct and battery terminal. Start the engine and let it idle neutrally without touching the gas pedal for 10 minutes so the ECU can relearn its baseline idle position. Number 1. Wheel speed or ABS sensors. If your ABS or traction control light flickers on out of nowhere, or your brake pedal feels weird during light braking, then don't panic and buy a $1,000 brake module just yet. Look behind your brake rotor. This is your wheel speed sensor. It uses a tiny magnetic tip to count how fast your wheel is spinning relative to the others, and provide this information to systems such as ABS, traction control, and electronic stability control. It sits inches away from your brake pads and rotors. That's why it acts like a magnet for iron dust every single time you tap the brakes. Once this debris layer exceeds 0.5 millimeters, it bridges the air gap, distorts the sinusoidal voltage signal sent to the ABS module, and causes false speed readings or total signal dropouts. The ECU immediately assumes a wheel has locked up or lost traction and disables anti-lock braking, electronic stability control, and traction control, while illuminating dashboard warning lights. To fix these issues, you need to clean your wheel speed sensor. Here is how to clean it. Step 1. Jack up the vehicle, secure it on jack stands, and remove the wheel. Step 2. Locate the 10 mm retaining bolt on the back of the steering knuckle behind the rotor. Step 3. Gently twist and pull the plastic sensor probe straight out from its bore. Step 4. Spray the sensor's magnetic tip with isopropyl alcohol or brake cleaner. Step 5. Wipe off all metallic filings with a clean microfiber cloth until the bare plastic tip is exposed. Step 6. Rotate the rotor while spraying electrical contact cleaner through the mounting hole to flush iron filings off the reluctor ring teeth. Step 7. Apply a thin layer of anti-seize to the sensor body. Step 8. Reinstall the sensor carefully and tighten the retaining bolt to the vehicle manufacturer's specified torque. A few minutes spent inspecting this sensor during routine brake service can help you catch a problem before it turns into an expensive electrical or safety system repair. Don't make this expensive mistake. Here is the biggest lesson from this entire video. Don't assume every sensor problem can be fixed with a can of cleaner. Some sensors can be cleaned when contamination is present and the manufacturer permits it, while others should primarily be inspected and diagnosed. The MAF is a classic example where dedicated cleaner can be appropriate, but touching the sensing element can damage it. Before replacing anything, use your OBD2 scanner to check trouble codes and, when appropriate, live data. Look at the sensor's actual readings instead of simply guessing from a code. Check wiring, connectors, vacuum leaks, intake leaks, exhaust leaks, and other possible causes. A trouble code tells you where to start looking, but it doesn't automatically tell you which part to replace. That's all for this video. So the next time your car starts feeling sluggish, develops a rough idle, hesitates when accelerating, or loses fuel economy, don't immediately assume the engine or transmission needs an expensive repair. Start with the information your car is receiving. Spending 45 minutes once a year with a $10 can of sensor cleaner and a microfiber rag will protect your gas mileage, keep your horsepower intact, and save you thousands in misdiagnosed mechanic bills. Drop a comment down below. How many of these 5 sensors have you never cleaned? We will see you in the next video.